I'd like to kind of catch up on some things as far as what I've been doing. So some of you may know that I've been working on this. This is the Super Deform SD Sazabi, and I've been working on these last few sessions, these last few days, on and off stream. And I've been kind of making adjustments. As you can see, I've got this. I've filled up this little part here with some with some plastic straw in an effort to fill up a gap. As this is how it comes normally, just like this. It's not very nice. I mean, under normal circumstances, I probably wouldn't care too much about this kind of thing, but it is, when you fully assemble it, this is kind of visible, so it had to be addressed, and it's not fully, I did not fully kind of finish off the job because there's just a little bit of extra kind of like a triangle shape that I have to fill out, so we'll devise a way of filling that out. And yeah, I've been doing a lot of other adjustments and tweaks. Right here, that's the extra additional little booster thruster thing that I added on, which came from a kit that I had bought a long time ago, one of the earliest kits that I had picked up as a youth. And that kit in itself was busted up, so I thought, let's just take the parts, and we have a number of other parts from the same thing, as you can see, these big boosters, which we may or may not use. So we've been making little adjustments like that, and might be a little hard to see, but I've been working on some panel lining, the designs, right? That's just done in graphite, just pencil. So we've been also working on that, and you might have noticed that the surface is kind of roughed up. It's kind of abrased. I used like my lowest grade sandpaper just to rough up the surface, because I had read that would make it a little easier to kind of do the scribing. So I did that, and it's true. I think that is pretty true. Carmi! And where is it? There's another part that I wanted to show you guys. Carmi work has been booty butt cheeks today. Oh no, Carmi. Another booty butt cheeks day at work today. I feel like that's a common occurrence for you. Hopefully you can turn it around. Hopefully those cheeks can turn around and won't be so booty. I had shown you guys previously. It's been like that for the past few weeks. They've been driving me mad. Damn it. God damn it. Mando, just use that booty to take a dump on your boss's desk. There you go. Problem solved. So, what's up, Mando? Nice to see you here. Some of you guys may have seen my my photos of, and I showed you my efforts in doing some scribing, and I've worked on it just a bit more between the last time I streamed and took some photos, and this is what we have here. And honestly, I'm pretty happy with what we have going on here now. I added additional scribing lines here, and I've also added some plot plates. As you can see, those are the gray parts. And yeah, basically, I think that's looking pretty nice. We've got some small plot plate and some thicker ones. And I also attempted to bevel these plates, although I need to get a new knife, a new knife blade, because it's kind of blunt. I'm finding that the result is it's not as easy to cut through, which is never a good sign. But yeah, Carmi looks nice. Thank you. Man of not much, making a character for a new D&D game. Oh, so you're making a character, like you're gonna be playing, or you're just creating an NPC. But yeah, that's what we have here, and maybe we can start off the stream doing a bit more a bit more scribing. I'm not an expert at this. I'm kind of learning as we go along. Oh, you're going to be playing in this one. That's exciting. Cool, cool, cool. So yeah, let's kind of do a bit scribing, and maybe just do a bit more detail work right here. And we can see where we're at. So the one thing that I'm a little kind of not entirely sure of when it comes to scribing on stream, that is the amount of focus it takes to actually do it, and thus I won't be able to really like check out the chat as much as I'd like to. So we're gonna try and do something about that by periodically checking the chat, but we'll see how it works. I don't want to do too much scribing today, but I figured right at the start of the stream we can at least take a look at what we've done, and just work on it a bit more. But yeah, this back here, I'm pretty happy with where we're at with it right now. And yeah, we're gonna carry on. Manda, we have a rotation of 5 game masters, so campaigns are kept to a month-long sessions, then the next one's up. Oh, that sounds fun. But it's the same, like, it's the same setting? Or, like, it's a whole new set of characters every time? How did your players like the giant tree monster that you had made? That was very, very cool. Was it a difficult opponent? I'm just doing a bit of sanding here around the edges of this part here, because I used super glue, and then the super glue was really strong, and it kind of set in place immediately, and that wasn't where I wanted it to go. So, you know, kind of made for a situation where I had to like peel it off, and then this general area has been kind of roughed up because of it. So yeah, Mando, they destroyed it. Well, I mean, I guess that's what happens, but that's sad. Mando, in my campaign, we played it from start to finish. Would take 6 months to do. So I'll have a recurring cast of players every few months. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. So it's kind of like you'll come back to the story another time, and then now you're starting up a different story, a different campaign, if I'm understanding that correctly. This is a very thin sanding stick that I picked up at the hobby store. It's pretty useful just because, you know, you can kind of get into areas that you otherwise may not be able to get into. But yeah, I'm still kind of feeling my way through scribing and plot plating. And again, this is like my first real attempt at plot plating and scribing an entire model. Now, of course, this model is a super deformed SD model, so it's much smaller than even your HG. So in that sense, the project isn't going to take as long. But I still want to. I'm still looking to do a good job. For scribing, and it seems like it's just like it's thicker, so that's one thing. But it also has a. It also has these lines, like these grid lines on them. Not grid lines, but these lines that can help you align things. So that's another reason. Just getting more tape. Like I said, I've kind of pre-cut some tape so I can easily get it. Eshwin, I am listening and lurking, but had to stop and just say, love that you guys are always discovering new things. Yeah, it's new to me, that's for sure. That's what makes it fun. That's what makes it fun, just trying out new skills. it's the kind of thing where it's your own hobby, so you can kind of do with it what you want, right? And I think people get to a certain point and they want to try something new. They want to definitely uh, expand their horizons, I guess. And it's almost limitless. There's always something else you can do. There's always something else you can attempt and perfect and master. That's what's fun. New things. My RPG build, exactly right. Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. All right, let's get a drink. So I'm at the point where I'm ready to scribe now, and I just want to make sure that all this tape is kind of nicely, firmly set, and then we can get going. So let's go. And the other thing I'm not entirely sure about is just like how thick should the space in between the tape should be at this point. Like, I'm not entirely sure how thick that should be, but let's carry on. Now, I'm gonna take off my glasses to do this. And pardon me, everyone, if I don't check the chat too often, because this does require a bit of attention on my part. Not used to this. And well, let's go. Another good tip that I received was to not apply any pressure. You just want the sharpness of the blade to really do all the work. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I kind of just have to trust the lines that I had marked out with the tape, you know? I'm just relying on how I've laid that out to guide me and guide the blade. And we're just going to run this. We're just going to sort of run this sharp scribing blade on this groove, this channel that I had prepared. Just going to run it, and we're going to run it on both sides. So the chisel has like a I don't know what to call it. It doesn't simply come to a point. It has a beveled edge, I guess you could say. It has an edge to it. And so we're using that to create kind of like a V-shaped channel. That's the plan, at least, is to create a V-shaped channel. So we just do it on one side. Zero pressure, just running it along. And then we'll do it again on the next side. And I don't really have any sort of idea in mind as far as how many times do I pass it through here. I'm simply just kind of figuring it out, I guess. And then we're gonna go switch to the other side. So here, let's say that's enough. I have no idea if it is or not, but let's say that's enough. We then go on to the next side. And we're just gonna scribe the next side of the very same line. It's one of those things where you can definitely get a lot of advice, you can watch a lot of videos. At the end of the day, you kind of have to just do it as well, just to get a feel for it, get a sense of it, and make it make sense for you. Yeah, I'm trying very hard not to add any force. Just simply running it along. And once there's like an accumulation, like a buildup of plastic, I'll just kind of brush it off. with a toothbrush. My local hobby store actually mentioned that they're getting a new set of scribing tools, including chisels, which are supposed to be very, very good. Like, I don't know if this is like top of the line, but they kind of made it sound like they're like really, really good stuff. And it's just like, wow, good timing, because I'm just kind of getting into all this. Am I gonna fork over the dough to get a really nice chisel? I might. I might. And the guideline tape is doing its job because I have accidentally kind of run over an unintended. I accidentally have run over onto the tape itself, and so we're not accidentally scribing in areas on the plastic that we're not intending to. Because yeah, like I said, my first attempt at this, I was simply adding one line of tape and just hoping that I could like kind of steadily line it up and not make my blade kind of go into the plastic that I didn't want to, areas that I didn't want it to. And I definitely overshot in a couple of places. It's not good, but you know, you can recover. That's the other thing too, is like I often think about this line that I had heard Lincoln Wright say. Lincoln Wright is a modeler, a master modeler, as a matter of fact, in the Maschinen Krieger world, as well as he works in like with Games Workshop and stuff. He makes a bunch of different models, and he's worked for Japanese magazines. He was saying that a lot of his own what's the term, senseis or senpai, his own senpai at the magazines would say it's not really about making great models. Being a great modeler isn't simply just cranking out bangers, making amazing model after amazing model. It's actually about making mistakes and recovering from them. That's sort of the distinction between a good modeler and a great modeler, is a great modeler can make those mistakes and recover from them. I think about that a lot because there's a lot of people out there that are simply even just afraid to make mistakes. Do you know what I mean? And you kind of have to be willing to just make mistakes if you wanna progress, if you wanna make really nice looking stuff. You kind of have to go through that ugly phase. So here we are. That's the first line that I have made just now. I feel like it's a little rough, but we can keep on going. We can come to a decision and see how we like it. And I see that it's not even fully going to where I had lined it up. So maybe what I'll do is apply it one more time, this tape, and make it properly line up. I'm kind of glad that I chose to do this model, an SD, for my first attempt at this kind of thing, because like I said, an HG, even though HG's models aren't really that large themselves, I definitely would make a mistake, or I definitely would maybe even get tired of doing this at that scale. Do you know what I mean? Like a model that's just that much larger. So yeah, let's see. And yeah, like I said, guys, I'm pretty much a noob at this, so pardon-moi. And we're just kind of pushing the tape around to properly line up where we want it to. Here we go. There you go. So yeah, the reason why I'm doing this now is because I had noticed that the line that I was scribing was not to the full extent that I had intended. Do you know what I mean? So that's why we're doing this now. I feel like I should get a like towel or something to kind of clean this off. I don't want to clean the blade off on my like finger for fear of cutting myself. So all right, so one more time. We have this point right here. My brother, Night Trap, had shown me that you could actually create like a little notch, little divot on one end, and you can feel that groove and then run it along and just keep on going that way. So let's do that. I didn't do that last time. But yeah, this definitely requires a certain amount of concentration for me that makes it so that I can't really chat as much as I'd like to. So pardon me, everyone. But we'll get to painting. The bulk of the day today, we'll kind of get to painting, and then we can definitely chit-chat then, I think. We shall see. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure how much I'll get done today of anything in particular, but you know, I just definitely wanted to stream. Did not stream yesterday, so I just definitely wanted to just get in the habit, of course. And right here. There we go. Now let's try the opposite side. I'm always kind of pulling the line away from myself. I don't know if it really makes a difference. There, let's go. Oh, let's pull the line towards. It doesn't feel as nice, to be honest. It doesn't feel as natural. Just gonna go back to this. I've seen some people scribe without guidelines at all. I've definitely seen that on YouTube. I'm like, alright, alright. Clearly you're a scribing master. I need my guidelines, thank you very much. So there we are. I think, yeah, the pros, right? Jeez. Scribing pro. And even just in terms of like making a line, like how the line should look like, I'm not really confident in that at the moment. I don't really have a good sense of how that should look. Do you know what I mean? That's all something that I'm kind of like doing research and looking it up, seeing what people have done. So now we're doing the next line. This is a 3-point line. This line I had made with 3 points. If that makes any sense, I don't know. Once again, guys, I'm kind of just like partially concentrating on this, so pardon me if my words don't make sense. But yeah, this line I did like this. It's like 3 lines. So we have to do this in 3 steps. We're sort of this one design here is a 3-step process, I guess you could say. And I don't know where I had drawn that other line. Well, I use graphite. I don't know if others have like a better tool in mind. And the graphite does show up pretty nicely on this surface that I had sanded. Flying tape. I'm still trying to figure out making lines that would make sense. Yeah, exactly. I feel like I'm still kind of in that state right now. There's a couple of images that you can find online that kind of give you ideas in terms of like how those lines should look. And I've definitely downloaded those pics. Pencil graphite, okay, works best. And yeah, once again, I'm not really measuring things. I'm just kind of eyeballing it and hoping and praying that it kind of lines up nicely due to like looking at reference points. Yeah, it's a time-consuming process, I have to say. But this is something where I feel like it's kind of nice to do while I'm watching other people stream. You know, if I'm watching like Bacon, I'm watching Carmi, watching Jose, anyone. This is a good thing to do while something else is going on. But for me, at least, I wouldn't necessarily do it while I'm streaming. Okay, and let's draw the line here. And even though I'm not measuring things necessarily, I'm still trying to be careful about making things properly aligned. But there's the surfaces are so large on that model that I feel like it needs something. Do you know what I mean? So maybe like decals, if there's like a third-party decal kit or something. But yeah, it does need something. That's my feeling, but of course it looks amazing straight out the box. Carmi, well, I try to build, but chaos always happens. Yes, that's what we love, though. We love the chaos, Carmi. Spada began work on the perfect grade PGU. At long last, today we'll be hand painting the surface details on these legs parts, followed by top coat and assembly. Nice. Yes. Well, you're welcome. Derillion, I forgot if you've mentioned it, but what are your thoughts on the Armored Core franchise? Because I know that you like retro games and stuff. I don't know if you've played those. I kind of want to play one. And my local store, there's like a small independent game seller. They have Armored Core 4 Answer, and it's like 60 Canadian bucks. And we looked it up, and that's kind of a competitive price. It's not outrageous, given that the interest in From Software, rather Armored Core games have gone up ever since they announced the new game. That's not too bad, but it is a big markup, right? Like, it is a markup from like 2 years ago or some shit like that. That's way too much for that game. Yeah. Man, I don't think they're available digitally. I don't know. Are they? Are they on like Xbox Arcade or something? Derillion, I love Armored Core. I'm a spreadsheet disguised as a person, so the gameplay being mostly a series of menus speaks to me. Yeah. I've been watching a VTuber play it, and it's a lot of kind of like trial and error, right? I kind of remember renting it or trying out a demo, and that being the case. It's basically just, for me at least, it's a lot of trial and error. A lot of checking out the power ratio and all this shit. Spade, I got 3 HG RX 78-2s who got a hold of a pentagram and a Necronomicon. I'm pretty sure they're trying to summon their PGU god. Ash from Evil Dead. Damn. Yeah, see, I can feel that this line is kind of getting ragged for one reason or another. Yeah, a lot of From Software, sorry, I want to say From Software, Armored Core games have gone up in price just because of the reveal, right? It's a long-awaited new entry in the franchise, and From Software riding high off of the success of Elden Ring, so it all just came to a head. And there's more interest in Armored Core than ever at this point, right? You know, there's greater interest in mech stuff in general, of course. And there's going to be a certain amount of people that are wanting to check it out just because of Dark Souls and everything. So yeah, Carmi, you've got a secret to tell me. Oh my, oh my. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Wait a minute. Is this something you can publicly state? Spade, dude, I can't wait for Armored Core 6. I'm gonna play it vanilla first, but then I'm gonna mod it. Can you imagine what sort of PC mods might be made for a game with giant customizable mechs? Lots. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, PC would be a great choice for that game. Faux show. That darn work. Cerulean, I'm at lunch. Why are they trying to make me join a meeting? No. It's a scam. It's a scam. Boundaries. Boundaries. If I don't come back, capitalism. Damn. Capitalism got Cerulean, guys. I got her. Oh, I'm Carmi's #1 sloth. Yay. Woohoo. What an honor. A Megami device? That would be hilarious, dude. Oh my god, you know what? That's probably gonna happen. Or Buso Shinki. Alright, so here is the line that I had made. Let's take a look, guys. It's quite deep over here, possibly because I made it too thick, like the two lines of tape that I had bordered it. It was possibly too thick, but we can attempt to address that. We can at least make it look a little cleaner, hopefully, maybe, by running some cement, liquid cement, through the channel, through the grooves, and that does kind of melt the plastic a little bit and kind of clean up the lines, clean up the ragged look, just a little bit. It's not going to be perfect, but yeah, there you go, and that just looks a lot cleaner now, just like that. Now that I've done that, that's helped clean it up quite a bit, even just that. And we can also sand the general area here. We can sand down this general area to help clean it up. Now, the other issue is we have to do the exact same line here on this side, and then we got to do the exact same line on this side. So it's quite a ways to go. It's quite a long process. I should make my channel smoother with some cement. Give it a shot, Megan. Give it a shot. Just pour some cement on your channel. Pour some cement on your channel. I'm gonna mod AC6 to where I'll have a Gundam torso with Eva legs, big guy arms, and Megazord head. Damn. I'm here for it. That sounds like primo content right there. Okay, so I think what we can do is, let's just take a look. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna have to draw the line here. Let me draw it, because it did disappear. It keeps on disappearing on me because I'm handling this thing. yeah, once we kind of paint this thing and all that, I'm thinking that it'll look quite nice. hoping. And there we go. Yeah, we'll do another line just like that. You gotta do it on that side. And I'm not too sure how much more detail I'll add to this. I'm just trying to think if I want to add more plot plate. I think that's okay. I think we're good on plot plate for this side, for this back side, the behind. Given a sufficient amount of love to the back side. We also have a drill. I could use a drill and kind of add more detail that way. But again, I think at this point, this is okay. This right here, we're kind of good with the state that this is in. And we'll kind of add more detail as we go along. And that'll be the hip, and then, you know, there's the head and all that, and we'll see where we're at. It's going to be a bit of a slow process, to be honest, to get all this done. But I don't mind.